Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many different action-packed sequences in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one great thing about this movie is that not only will J.J. Abrams be bringing back the concept of space battles and lightsaber duels, but he's also going to be providing a lot of land battle sequences in this movie that are really going to make this film stand on its own, away from both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, where it really is going to feel like an all-out war and a war to end all wars, as John Boyega once said before a couple of months ago. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to various concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intriguing for the film. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of Kylo Ren leading his Knights of Ren through a burning village where it's described that there are dead bodies all over on the ground. It said that one of the knights in the background is using a flamethrower of some kind to burn down the huts. The next describes a sequence involving Kylo Ren holding a certain relic on board of his ship that is handed by one of the Knights of Ren, that is described to be the helmet of Lord Momin. It's described that this is JJ's way of connecting the film to the recent comics told in 2018. Another describes Rey meditating on a levitating rock in a crystal cave, where it said that she has two halves of a kyber crystal floating around her, as well as the parts of Anakin and Luke's lightsaber. It's said to be a moment in which she modifies the saber during a meditation session and begins to assemble it again when she eventually ignites it in the cave. The next describes Rey and Kylo Ren in a stance, with both of their lightsabers ignited, where it's described to be a moment in which Kylo is giving a lecture to Rey about the dark side of the Force and attempts to turn her to the dark side one last time before their lightsaber duel begins. It's said to be a dramatic moment between the two characters. The last describes between both Kylo Ren and Rey, where both of their lightsabers are locked together, where it focuses closely on their eyes, revealing that Rey begins to shed a couple of tears, as well as Ben Solo. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the first piece that I do want to go over that really does remind me of something about The Force Awakens is the description of Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren going through the burning village, where tons of dead bodies are seen on the ground. Now, this takes me back to The Force Awakens, where we do in fact see both Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren in the middle of nowhere on a field, and you do see a structure in the distance when the lightning strikes, and you do see dead bodies surrounded by them. So it really does bring one to question that little sequence that we saw in The Force Awakens. Was that a flash forward all along? Or the sequence that is going to be inserted into Episode 9 is going to be in the form of a flashback telling a moment from the past that we saw briefly in The Force Awakens? Very possible. You know, we do know that there is going to be a village sequence in this movie where Rey and the Knights of Ren, or should I say Kylo and the Knights of Ren, take down multiple clan members and even the clan leader, which we got a glimpse of as well in Episode 7 by J.J. Abrams. Now, the other piece that I do want to go over is the one that involves both Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren on board of his ship, where Kylo Ren is described to be holding the helmet of Lord Momin. Now, in case you guys have no idea what the helmet of Lord Momin really is, this helmet really does have a lot of power within it, as told in the comics in 2018. During the final months of that year, we actually learned a lot about this character, is that within that helmet, it's actually the helmet that constructed the overall design of Darth Vader's fortress, and even brought back that character back to life, where Vader had to fight him on Mustafar. So you can really see what they're trying to do with this movie. They're really trying to interconnect it not just with the past films and Star Wars Rebels, but also the books, the novels, and even the comics that tell the story of Lord Momin. So the other piece that I do want to go over is the sequence in which Rey is inside of a crystal cave, meditating on a levitating rock, where the pieces of the Skywalker lightsaber are surrounding Rey, as well as two halves of a kyber crystal. It's said to be a moment in which she modifies the Skywalker lightsaber. Now, we do know that in the entrance of the Lost City in Episode 9, there is in fact a crystal cave, and this most likely is the same exact entrance that leads to the Lost City in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Again, like I say, we do know that the Jedi and the Sith lore is going to be very important and prominent in this movie in order to move the characters like Rey and Kylo Ren forward in this story. Now, another piece that I do want to go over that I'm very impressed about, and something that really does bring me to question as to exactly what's going to happen between both Rey and Kylo Ren, and what their feelings for each other really are. Now, the moment in which they have both of their lightsabers locked together, it's said to be a sequence that focuses on both of their eyes, like a close-up shot, where we do get to see Rey shedding a tear or two, as well as Ben Solo. So this really does speak volumes to me, because it tells us that there are feelings between both Rey and Kylo Ren. Again, like I say, we do know that there is going to be somewhat of a conflict between both Rey and Kylo. There is going to be some drama there, and even Daisy Ridley said a couple of days ago that that whole entire angle that we saw in The Last Jedi is going to continue in Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night to moon.